Chapter 9. Michael woke to the smell of pancakes. He jumped out of bed and rushed to the family room. Mom and Mia were already sitting at the table. "Morning, sleepyhead," Mom said. "Pancakes," Mia declared. She pointed at her plate. "On a school day?" "Is it a special occasion?" Michael asked. Mom smiled. "I was so tired last night that I must have slept right through Otis's yowling. I guess we're celebrating our first nights of full sleep." "You didn't sleep through the yowling," Michael said as he sat down. "He didn't yowl at all." Michael glanced at Otis, who was snoozing on his bed of blankets. "Are you sure?" Michael's mouth was full of fluffy pancakes, so he was just nodding. "How do you know?" Mom squinted when she asked, like a detective grilling a suspect. Michael quickly swallowed and told her all about his theory and how he tested it. It worked. With the soft music on, Otis slept and didn't yowl. 2 nights in a row. Mom nodded. "Maybe it's the music, and maybe Otis just doesn't like for it to be too quiet," she said. "He always takes his morning cat nap in the family room, and it's never quiet in here. He goes to bed in there too," Mia pointed out. "He probably just wants to be around us." "Now we know that Otis likes music, so he could be totally happy living with Pete," Michael said. He's looked at my mom and Mia, hoping they would be as excited about the discovery as he was. "Or maybe," Mia quickly added, "since Otis doesn't yowl at night anymore, he could stay with us." She sat up straight and gave Mom a bright and shiny smile. "Mia," Mom said gently, "that isn't really an option right now. You know that." Mia sighed and slumped. Otis walked over to the table and curled herself around Michael's legs. "Think about how much Otis likes Pete." Michael reminded Mia. "He jumps up in his lap like he's known him forever. Right, Otis?" "Oh, the boy's talking to me. I can use some good petting. I'll get him to pet me." Otis jumped into Michael's lap. Michael hadn't expected that. "Hey, Otis," he said, giving him a long stroke from head to tail. His fur felt so soft and smooth. "Well, he's done a good job with him," Mom said. "He doesn't seem to be settling down. He'll be a sweet kitten for someone." Mom looked at Otis and smiled. The kitten stood on Michael's lap, arching his back each time Michael stroked his fur and kneading Michael's leg with his sharp little claws. "The question is, does Pete want Otis?" Mom said. "I think he does," Michael said. "He really likes Otis, and Otis likes him. He just needs to give Otis another chance and a little more time to settle in at his home." "Well, it sounds like you're pretty sure, but Pete might need a little help figuring it out." "I have an idea," Michael said. He jumped up carefully to keep hold of the tiny tabby kitten. "Let's print out the picture of you took Otis and Pete. Mia, get the camera. We don't have much time before school." Mia met Michael in the office nook when he headed Otis to her. The kitten tapped her chin with his paw, making Mia giggle. Michael connected the camera to the computer. "We can give the picture to Peter after school." Michael downloaded the photo and clicked the print button. Michael wanted a color photo as the color photo slid onto the printer tray. In the picture, Otis's golden eyes were happy. Peter was smiling down at him. What a great picture! When he sees this and he hears about Otis liking music, Peter will have a chance to change his mind, Michael said. "And if Otis stays with Pete, we can visit him. We can see him all the time." Mia snuggled Otis close to her chest and kissed his butterscotch-colored head. Michael grabbed the photo, rushed out of the office and nook and ran smack into Dad. "Sorry, buddy," Dad said. "That's okay," Michael said. "It didn't hurt." "No, I mean, I'm sorry. I didn't know you still wanted Pete to take Otis. Mom just told me, but it was a little too late. I just returned a call from a woman who left us a message after she saw your flyer. I told her she could meet Otis this afternoon." Dad looked down at Michael. Michael felt his heart drop. Mia walked up next to him and Otis in her arms. "But Otis likes music. If Pete knew that, I'm sure he'd change his mind about keeping him," Michael said. "Look, we printed out this picture and everything." Michael handed it to Dad. "They belong together. Anybody can see that." Dad smiled down at the picture. "It's a terrific photo, Michael, but I'm not sure Peter's ready to change his mind. We really need to give this woman a chance. She sounded nice." Michael sighed and tuckered away. He didn't even bother to get the photo back from Dad. "Grab your backpack and your lunch," Dad called. "We have to leave for school." All morning at school, Michael stewed about it. How could this be happening? This afternoon, somebody might take Otis away forever. Otis, who belonged with Pete. He wanted to blame Dad, but he knew he couldn't. "What's the big deal?" Jackson asked at lunch. "Maybe the person who called will be a good owner for Otis. That's what matters, right? Finding him a good home." "I guess you're right," Michael said, "but I really wanted Pete to adopt Otis. You guys will foster another cat soon. Get Pete to take that one." "It's not that easy," Michael said. He crunched on a pretzel stick and tried to think of a way to explain. "You know how it is when you're on the court together?" Jackson nodded. "Sure, it's the best. We don't even have to say a word to each other. We just know what the other is going to do." "Exactly. It just kind of works. We're a good team." Michael took another bite. "It's the same with Otis and Pete. They made a good team." "That makes sense," Jackson said. "So maybe Pete would change his mind, or maybe the other person will be a good match for Otis. One way or another, your family will do what's right for Otis. It's like you guys are a team too." He took a bite of his hummus sandwich. "Yeah," Michael agreed. Then he realized that he hadn't talked to Dad about the woman who was coming over. Would Dad know what questions to ask her? Would he know how to figure out who would be the best owner for Otis? Michael and Mia knew Otis better than anyone. Dad might need their help. They couldn't let Otis down.